It's a little tricky, but the thing is, when it snows like that, we just slow down, you know, because you don't know what you're driving on. Is it slush? Is it ice? You know, it's so easy to get stuck. And, you know, and the doors get stuck easily in the snowbanks because that takes days to get cleared out. So it was an event. Well, when we start training in the beginning, we have even after you finish training, you can train in the summer, and you're right, you're not driving in the winter time. But what they do is every couple of years, you then go in for a customer service review, and they go over little things that the drivers go, how they interact with the people, and then we actually go and ride a vehicle, you know, as a passenger. And then they ask us questions about how did the driver drive. So you might train in the summer, but then you go ride the bus in the winter, and to notice how another driver drives when it's really snowing or if it's icy. So they touch base on it. Obviously, you can't train everybody in the winter time, so it still comes up in some type of training later on. In TTC's terms, it's probably an accident because the tow truck made contact with the bus. But in this case, I think they're going to let it slide because he's actually helping the bus get up the hill, because it doesn't even have to be a steep hill. The slightest incline, buses get stuck. It's just the way that they're made up. You know what I mean? So, but it was interesting. I've never seen a tow truck push, or any vehicle push a bus up a hill. You know, but I think really they should recognize that this happens all the time on the same hills, and maybe what they should do is have trucks plowing that strip of road continually and laying down sand and salt, because it happens all the time. You have 12 buses sitting there, so it's better to have a truck push the bus up and then the bus can actually be in service than having the bus sit at the bottom of a hill going nowhere. You know what I mean? So too bad there weren't TTC trucks pushing the bus. Just that one bus on Monday, it was stuck at the base of a hill, but then a tow truck with a plow at the front came along and offered the driver, hey, do you want me to help push you up? So I guess the driver made that decision on his own, sure, because you know, you're just sitting there for so long, you can't move, you're just sliding. So he just accepted the help that if the truck could help him get up the hill, take it. Then at least he can go on in service and drive and get people to work and kids to school, if they went to school that day. Myself, I was behind a bus at Eglinton on Bathurst, northbound at Eglinton, and the bus got stuck in the snowbank, and the snow under the wheels, the bus couldn't move for about 25 minutes. My bus wasn't stuck, but the bus in front of me was stuck. So we're trying to back and forth, back it up, forward, back and forth. But what really saved us was a Toronto City truck came along and started spraying salt under the bus. And that gave us enough traction to actually get the bus away from the snowbank and off. And Bathurst and Eglinton isn't a steep hill, but with the slush the way it was enough that a bus could get stuck for 25 minutes, you know. So that's what they need. They need to clear all the bus stops quickly. That would really help, you know, because all the bus stops Monday were still basically snowbanks.
Has the TTC ever considered, say, like using snow tires like on their fleets?
That's possibly, but the expense would be enormous. You know, we don't buy our tires, we lease them, so it cuts down on the cost. So then you're talking of leasing double the amount just for the winter. You know, so ours are basically all season tires, but then you'd have to get a whole set of winter tires for our buses. You know, so that's just an added cost. Right now it works. Buses work in the snow, you know, to a pretty successful result. But to tell you the truth, I think it would be better if they were just focused on clearing the roads and getting salt and sand down where there's inclines, and that's the biggest problem. Where there's an incline and there's a bus stop, that's a red flag. Get it plowed, get it sanded, get it salted. That would be the best thing. I think that would be the easiest way, just to be proactive.
Zen Young, Sanjeev Wignarajah, Toronto Observer News.